Page 148. He hangs up. The warmth in his eyes has disappeared. He looks forbidding, and with one quick glance at me, he heads into his study and returns a moment later. This is the contract, read it, and we'll discuss it next weekend. May I suggest you do some research so you know what's involved? He pauses. That's if you agree, and I really hope you do, he adds, his tone softer, anxious. Research? You'll be amazed what you find on the internet, he murmurs. Internet? I don't have access to a computer. Only Kate's laptop, and I couldn't use the one at Clayton's, not for this sort of research, surely. What is it? He asks, cocking his head to one side. I don't have a computer. It's usually use the computers at school. I'll see if I can use Kate's laptop. He hands me a maily envelope. I'm sure I can lend you one. Get your things. We'll drive back to Portland and grab some lunch on the way. I need to dress. I'll just make a call, I murmur. I just want to hear Kate's voice, he frowns. The photographer? His jaw clenches and his eyes burn. I blink at him. I don't like to share, Miss Steele, remember that. His quite chilling tone is a warning, and with one long cold look at me, he heads back to the bedroom. Holy crap, I just wanted to call Kate. I want to call after him, but his sudden aloofness has left me paralysed. What happened to the generous, relaxing, smiling man who was making love to me not half an hour ago? Ready? Christian asks as we stand by the double doors to the foyer. I nod uncertainly. He's resumed his distant, polite, uptight persona. He masks back up and on show. He's carrying a leather messenger bag. Why does he need that? Perhaps he's staying in Portland. And then I remember graduation. Oh yes, he'll be there on Thursday. He's wearing a black leather jacket. He certainly doesn't look like this multimillionaire, billionaire, whatever heir in these clothes. He looks like a boy from the wrong side of the tracks, maybe a badly behaved rock star or catwalk model. I sigh inwardly, wishing I had the teeth of his posy. He's so calm and controlled. I frown, recalling his outspurts about Josie. Well, he seems to be. Taylor is hovering in the background. Tomorrow then, he says to Taylor, who nods. Yes, sir. Which car are you taking, sir? He looks down at me briefly. The R8. Safe trip, Mr. Gray, Miss Steele. He looks kindly at me, though perhaps there's a hint of pity hidden in the depths of his eyes. No doubt he thinks I've succumbed to Mr. Gray's dubious sexual habits. Not yet, just his exceptionally sexual habits, or perhaps sex is like that for everyone. I frown at the thought. I have no comprehension, and I can't ask Kate. There's something I'm going to have to address with Christian. It's perfectly natural that I should talk to someone, and I can't talk to him if he's open 1 minute and standoffish the next. Taylor holds the door open for us as he ushers us through. Christian summons the elevator. What is it, Anastasia? He asks. How does he know I'm chewing something over it in my mind? He reaches up and pulls my chin. Stop biting your lip or I'll fuck you in the elevator, and I don't care who gets in with us. I blush, but there's a hint of smile around his lips. Finally, his mood seems to be shifting. Christian, I have a problem. Oh, I have his full attention. The elevator arrives. We walk in and Christian presses the button marked G. Well, I flush. How do I say this? I need to talk to Kate. I have so many questions about sex and you're too involved. If you want me to do these things, how do I know? I pause. struggling to find the right words. I just don't have any terms of reference. He rolls his eyes at me. Talk to her if you must. He sounds expatiated. Make sure you don't mention anything to Elliot. I bristle in his intuition. Kate isn't like that. She wouldn't do that, and I wouldn't tell you anything she tells me about Elliot. If she was to tell me anything, I add quickly. Well, the difference is that I don't want to know about his sex life, Christian murmurs dryly. Elliot's a nosy bastard, but only about what we've done so far, he warns. She'd probably have my balls if she knew what I wanted to do to you. He adds so softly, I'm not sure I'm supposed to hear that. Okay, I agree, readily smiling up at him, relieved. The thought of Katie with Christian's balls is not something I want to dwell on. His lip quivers up at me, and he shakes his head. The sooner I have your submission, the better, and we can stop all this, he murmurs. Stop or what? You defining me. He reaches down and cups my chin and plants a sweet kiss on my lips. As the doors to the elevator open, he grabs my hand and leads me into the underground garage. Me defining him? How? Besides the elevator, I can see the black 4x4 Audi, but it's in the sleek black sporty number that flips open and lights up when he points the key fob at it. It's one of those cars that should have a very leggy blonde wearing nothing but a sash sprawled across the hood. Nice car, I murmur dryly. He glances up and grins. I know, he says, and for a split second, young, caring, free Christian is back. It warms my heart. He's so excited. Boys and their toys. I roll my eyes at him, but I can't stifle my smile. He opens the door for me and I climb in. Whoa, it's low. He moves around the car with ease, grace, and folds his long frame elegantly in beside me. How does he do that? So what sort of car is this? It's an Audi R8 Spider. It's a lovely day. We can take the top down. There's a baseball cap in there. In fact, you should be too. He points to the glove box and sunglasses if you want them. He starts the ignition and the engine roars behind us. He places his bag in the space behind our seats, presses a button, and the roof slowly retracts. With the flick of a switch, Bruce Springsteen surrounds us. Gotta love Bruce, he grins at me and eases the car out of the parking space and up the steep ramp where we pause for the gate to the lift. Then we're out of the bright Seattle. May morning, I reach into the glove box and relieve the baseball caps. The Marinas. He likes baseball? I pass him a cap and puts it on. I pull my hair through the back of mine and pull the peak down low. People stare at us as we drive through the streets. For a moment, I think it's at him, and then a very paranoid part thinks everyone is looking at me because they know what I've been doing during the last 12 hours. But finally, I realise it's the car. Christian seems oblivious, lost in thought. The traffic is light and we're soon on Interstate 5. Heading south, the wind sweeping over our heads. Bruce is singing about being on fire and his desire. How apt. I flush and listen to the words Christian glances at me. He's got his Ray-Bans on, so I can't see what he's feeling. His mouth twitches slightly, and he reaches across the places in his hands on my knee, squeezing gently. My breath hitches.